Welcome into another great week of golf conversation here on Tap and Eagle. As always, I have Fernando Palomares and Brandon Wheeler with me. And this Florida swing, the theme continued in the final tournament. The Valspar Sung Jae Im had a 54-hole lead, and then Matthew Fitzpatrick comes and takes it on the last day, was 3 shots back, and hits that clutch putt on 18 to win.
Yeah, that was huge. What a great ending to the Florida swing. No 54-hole leader won it. I mean, at least Fitzpatrick got it back this week.
Yeah, you were there, Brandon. Man, it looked so exciting and really tough course. The greens look so hard to hit and keep the ball on the green.
Yeah, they were definitely. I mean, even the beginning of the week, I was there a couple of days, and they were landing it relatively short, which, you weren't getting that tip. Like, they weren't playing very soft, so it was cool to see.
That 18th hole is so narrow off the tee, and Matthew Fitzpatrick, he's played that tournament 11 times, and that was the first time that he even birdied the hole. So good thing that it was for the win this time.
Yeah. No, 100%. The whole course was narrow. It was really cool to see, up close and, see these guys get it done.
Man, so many guys on the mix, but Matthew made a great birdie on 15. I think that was the turning point. It was a long putt, and he hit that hole high, ended up going like 25 feet by.
U.S. Open winner too, and this is only his 3rd PGA Tour win, which is crazy because he's been playing some of the best golf lately.
Yeah, I mean, I expect him to continue to work on this. He's always been a world-class player. Obviously won that U.S. Open. I believe it was TPC Boston, and I believe he won a pretty big junior tournament there back, when he was an amateur at the same course. So he just certainly loves that style. But I expect him to continue to roll into these big tournaments. I mean, being right there on the 72nd hole of the Players to have a shot to win it, just barely missing it, and then coming back the next week, I think that speaks volumes to the kind of guy and player and mentality mentally that he has.
Yeah, he's amazing. I'm gonna try that cross-handed chip. Like, after watching BJ dominating like that, it has to be something in it.
You haven't tried it yet?
No, not really. I have tried like a lot of putting with the left hand low, but not much with the chipping. Have you?
I've tried it. I think I'm better just with one hand than cross-handed.
Left hand or right hand?
Oh, you got to go right hand. If you're right hand, you got to go your dominant hand.
Okay.
I'd love to see a video of that later. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
How about the play of Brandt Snedeker, though? 45 years old, was in the final group on the last day, was tied for the lead at one point, had his best finish in over 6 years. The President's Cup captain coming up and playing very good golf.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that he never trademarked the term pop stroke, the name that Tiger Woods made all those little putt courses with, because he's the guy that has it. But anyway, that was a huge story. What a guy, what a golfer. He's the President's Cup captain, and I was rooting for him to get it done. I thought that would have been super cool.
Yeah, it was so sad the way he ended that round, man. I thought he was going to win it. I had my hopes on him, but even him, he has changed to the spider putter. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it almost seemed too like it was bound to happen. He wasn't really hitting many greens. He was relying on that short game and just making a lot of putts. And you gotta hit a lot of. You got your ball striking's got to be magnificent to win, and he was just a little bit off. So.
He said his kids were out there on spring break, and he wanted to show his kids that he's still a cool dad and can win golf tournaments. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't know if Brandt Snedeker's ever been cool, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know if he's cool, but at least he's saying that he wants to do something he loves, and obviously it was very frustrating for him. But I think that it's cool to watch these guys coming back, like Zach Johnson or like these old dudes. Like, when I started watching golf, they were dominating, and they're still there.
He also worked with one of my close friends, Bradley Hughes, who's a top 100 teacher So shout out to Bradley, and I'm happy that to see his success revamped.
Maybe he'll play in the President's Cup. Maybe as captain. Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
That would have been a conversation if he had won it, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure. Someone who just came up short as well, David Lipsky. He was still going for his first PGA Tour, winning 146 starts. He's won everywhere in the world pretty much. Cambodia. I saw he's won in Asia. He's won in Scotland. So pretty much everywhere. But with the runner-up finish, though, he does get number one in the Aon swing, which would qualify him for all the signature events coming up. So some positivity from finishing second.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tournament that, like we've talked about, where it's not the cream of the crop of players. So like guys like him need to get in there and grind it out and get that top 5, get that top 10. And he's obviously a heck of a player being in the status of what he has. And I think he picked up some valuable points to progress him and get him to the next stage and really earning that exemption on tour and getting full-time status.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who came onto the scene on the PGA Tour alongside Kirk Hirayama. I remember he was like in the same year. They both transitioned from the DP World Tour. And back then I used to think like, oh, these DP World Tour players may not be good enough. But now I look at it the other way. Like, man, the DP World Tour is losing so many great players.
Yeah, I think I heard that he went to the same high school as Colin Morikawa too. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it was the same time frame. That would have been one heck of a golf team to go against.
State champion worthy for sure. Yeah. Who is staying in good form too? Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth, both top 15 finishes. Especially what stood out in this last week was the iron play from both of them. They were really dialing it in there on the approach shots.
Yeah, I mean, what really was not Brooks like was his driving was a little bit off. But I mean, I was there watching him a good amount of holes, and every single shot that he hit, it was that complete pure sound from every iron shot. I mean, he's so dialed in right now, and I really see him continuing to progress on what he's been doing. He's building that confidence, and I see him making a run coming forward on some of these bigger tournaments.
Yeah, Koepka, wow. We're so excited. He's locked in, and the majors are coming, so watch out. And Spieth, yeah, man, Spieth is so funny. Like, I saw an interview where they were making fun of Siwoo. He was like singing Siwoo, shaking it. Like, he's really funny, and that's why he gets going in the course. Like, he doesn't care if he goes to the trees. He knows like there's gonna be a way out of it.
Yeah, this is actually a Texas shirt. I'm not a Texas fan, but it's a Hayden shirt. But I mean, that's I remember hearing from his coach at UT about he was still doing this stuff at 19 years old or 18 as a freshman at Texas. The kind of game that he has now, it's always been just scramble from wherever you are and get out and do something magical that only him or Phil or someone that's like that can do.
They just signed today a Mexican that I know here from Eduardo Derbez. They just signed the Texas A&M just signed him today. He finished 8th on the Latin American Amateur Championship this year.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
I won't put the horns up because I'm a horns down person, so I'm not gonna go there.
This is not my affiliation. Just like the shirt,
Just a shirt. Just a shirt.
Orange look good on me. I'm just kidding.
Now, I know Brandon was texting me all weekend about how impressed he was with Marco Penge. So that gives us a good topic. Who impressed us the most on the Florida swing?
Yeah, I would say, well, Marco Penge this last week really stood out for me and seeing, just I'm sure Fernando knows a little bit more about him because he came over from the DP World Tour. But his whole, like, his physique, his build, obviously his ball speed on his drives, like, the guy's got it all. I heard a little story of him saying that he didn't know if he had the iron game or the short game to make it on the PGA Tour, and it clearly shows that he does. It seems like he needs to just believe in himself a little bit more, and then as he does and he gets that confidence, he'll build on it and see him win in some big tournaments.
Yeah, so happy for him to finally start showing up on the PGA Tour because he was sick at the beginning of the year, and then he changed his golf clubs. He went to PXG, so a couple of different changes for him, like the weather and the time delay and all of that. But last year, he was the number one player in the DP World Tour. I mean, he could hit like the on the Bedford British Masters. He hit the best shot of the year there, like with a 2 iron. He hit like a 340 yard like iron to like 10 feet. It's amazing the way he hits the ball, and to see that he actually has a short game is so cool, and we're definitely impressed by him. Yeah.
And he did all that too. He was suspended for half this season because of sports gambling. So just crazy run for Marco Penge.
Like, what was he gambling on? Was he betting on his demise, or?
I think he was betting on the events, like the events every week in golf. So he was betting on golf. So yeah.
Well, he needs to leave that up to us on the show.
Yeah, exactly. Because we only pick winners on here.
Yeah.
So I threw this question out to the YouTube community that subscribes to the channel. Biggest collapse on the Florida swing: Shane Lowry at the Cognizant, Daniel Berger at the Arnold Palmer, or Ludwig Åberg at the Players Championship. And 67% of the vote went to Åberg last week, losing at the Players. What are your thoughts?
I think it's tough to really compare them because obviously the Players is the biggest tournament, right? It's the fifth major, so that pressure is a little bit greater than, let's say, the Cognizant. But I can see how it could be that maybe because the spotlight was that much bigger. Because of how big the tournament was, also the type of world-class player he is. I mean, when you're talking about top 3 to 5 players in the world, you're talking about that's the cream of the crop. Like there was a big difference between those guys and world 120. But when you get to 25 to 150, they're all really the same. It just depends on the week that they're having. So I think the expectations were probably a lot higher than the other guys.
Yeah, I think over because the Players is more important, but Lowry did it on the later stage of the tournament. He was almost in the last few holes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Shane Lowry might be because he's literally walking into a victory the last 2 holes and then the 2 water balls. Åberg, it was a little earlier on the round, and Berger ended up getting into the playoffs, so at least he had a chance. I would say Shane Lowry was probably the worst.
Yeah, I agree. If we look, I think it was 2 years ago at the Masters, Åberg kind of did the same thing. I remember that. I think it was like the 14th hole or something like that. But I agree. I think Lowry was the biggest one for sure. He was the biggest name. He was the betting odds that week, and it seemed like he had it going into the last couple holes, and he just it just slipped out of his hands.
I've been playing the Masters theme music a little bit this week because we're 2 weeks out. Let's do some early Masters favorites here. Who do we have our eyes on here 2 weeks out?
Yeah, 2 weeks out. I mean, I won't get into who I expect to win, but I'll get into some interesting names. Number one, who I've been talking about the whole time I've been on this podcast, is Brooks Koepka. I mean, obviously everybody knows how much I love the guy and his game. And it's trending in the right direction. He's a big moment player, and he's just continuing to play great golf. He's having these spurts where he's making doubles and triples like right at the end. That's really costing him. So I think he'll continue to really iron that out. And then another one is Adam Scott. So I know that sounds a little bit crazy because of his age, but he's been playing phenomenal this year. He's won the Masters before. We all know that. And he's just kind of like Justin Rose. He's just continuing to get better. His speed is right up there with the young guys, and he's really just playing incredible. And I just keep seeing his name week in and week out at the top of the leaderboard.
Adam Scott always gets up for those big tournaments, and the signature events he always plays well too.
Correct.
Yeah, both great picks. I'm going this year with Robert McIntyre. I think he's such a tough player and he plays so well. And this year looks like it's his year. And also Sanjay Im, he's my guy and he played great last week. Didn't get it done, but I think he's going to be ready for Augusta. We're almost there.
Almost there. Like
Yeah.
I was doing the music a little bit there, the little theme music there.
I think
I think you can look at one of you're wearing the Avoda hat, Brandon. So I'm going to say Bryson DeChambeau. He's
Jason Day.
Yeah, Jason Day. I mean, both of the back-to-back winner for Bryson on LIV, and then you can't. Also, Jon Rahm who also won.
Rahm, yeah.
If he's not winning or losing in the playoff, he has top 5 finishes. So I'm looking at maybe those LIV guys.
Oh, 100%. Bryson is top. It's so hard to say because, with the world rankings being the way they are, but I think he's top 3 in the world, at least. In the way he's playing, I'm sure he'd probably be beating guys on tour too right now because there's not anyone that's like certainly dominating right now on the PGA Tour. It's, we've got different guys each week instead of the normal just Scottie being up there every week. So he's got a great chance. Jason Day's been playing great too. But I'm excited to see how Bryson gets into the mix and how the media handles him because years back he was not really, the media didn't love him and he's really done a lot through YouTube Golf and everything else to really change his image. And I'm excited to see what they have to say about him.
Playing that last group last year with Rory, and maybe that got to him a little bit that Rory wasn't talking to him because of the LIV and PGA Tour stuff. But he's been there and in contention before, so you can't not rule him out.
When I'm playing tournament golf, I'm not really talking to anybody else either. So
there we go. What do you think, Fernando?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that they need to invite Anthony Kim to the Masters. Like, he would win. He just finished second again on the team competition. That's 4 weeks in a row that he's up there.
I think they'd make him tuck his shirt in, though.
Yeah. I don't think he would mind. You know who else?
Tucked his shirt for his Australia win.
Yeah.
The last day.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't know why, but he did.
AK's partying. How about Tiger Woods? He might have Georgia on his mind this year. He returned to TGL for the Jupiter Links final match tonight, and he's still listed in the Masters field. So are we going to see him there playing?
I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but there's really no chance that he plays. I mean, maybe like a practice round or something just to get maybe the Wednesday, par 3. But I could not see him getting himself into that. He is a man of obviously the most pride, and he's the GOAT. So the TGL, that's interesting. That's cool. I mean, that's something where he can get himself out there to excite the crowd. But the Masters is one of the hardest walking courses that there is. And I heard he also just recently had another back surgery. So I really don't see that there's a chance. I think his name is just still listed to just keep the anticipation, but
he still holds the Masters cut streak record. So that will still hold if he doesn't play or not. So.
Yeah, he's not going to try to go out there and shoot at 82 or something and try to break.
Yeah, he plays to win. He doesn't play to make the cut. He's like Brooks in that way. And I was watching the TGL before the show, and it's actually really fun. Like he hit the best shot on the stinger hole right there with the driver. He can still pound it 320 yards with a 3-degree launch angle. It's crazy.
Maybe we just carry him to all the shots and just let him hit the shots. He doesn't have to walk to them. Maybe that's how he plays. Or
he would cancel this show if he heard you say that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
let's look at.
Shut us down.
Hey, he's watching. That's all that matters. Let's look ahead to what's going on this week. Houston Open, and the favorite is the defending champion Min Woo Lee, followed up by Chris Gotterup and Jake Knapp. Chris Gotterup will be looking for his 3rd win. Jake Knapp playing as a form as well. What do we think of these 3?
Well, Min Woo Lee is, they're all just supreme talent, all different types of players. There's something about Min Woo Lee. I think it was at Pebble when he took 40 minutes on the 18th green or something that just can only imagine how that made everybody else feel that was behind him or his playing, who he's playing with. But he's got the short game. He's a heck of a player. You know how I said Jake Knapp weeks back and then he withdrew. So it'd be pretty cool to see him win. And then maybe that we could just act like I said that this week.
There we go.
Yeah, he's Dr. Chipinski for a reason. Let him cook. I'm picking him. He's so cool, man. He's like Max Homa, like a chill dude, like Jake Knapp, and it's like they're gonna go surfing after they shoot a 62.
Big guy on social media. Who we won't see there, though, because he's expecting the birth of his second child with his wife, is Scottie Scheffler. This just happened today. He was going to play in Houston Open, but now he's going to be a dad of two.
Yeah, congratulations, Mr. Scheffler. That's awesome. Good time to take it off and regroup and be there with your wife and enjoy that special experience.
He withdrew, but like we said, maybe rest is a strategy for the Masters.
There's a lot of players taking rest. Rory is not going to have a tournament played, so he'll have 3 weeks off. Kyle Morikawa said he's going to come back next week from his back injury to play, to get a little tune-up. But a lot of players getting some break before the Masters. A couple of guys trying to get into the Masters, Ricky Fowler, Nikolai Højgaard, and Sahith Theegala, both just sitting outside that top 50 world golf rankings and looking for that Masters invite with top 50 finishes this week.
It would be hard pressed to think that those guys wouldn't play their tails off to get in. They're world-class players. They know the moment. They know what they need to get done. So I really expect them to get that done.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also like an invite, so it's not up to you if you qualify or not at this point. So I don't know what goes into the decision in the end, but obviously these guys deserve to be there. Theegala just lost with Theegala just won on the TGL against Tiger. I just saw Tiger just lost and with Jupiter Links against LAGC.
Breaking news on Tap and Eagle.
So Theegala might be motivated for this event.
There we go. And you can't have the Masters without Ricky Fowler. I love that guy. Let's get into some picks. And Brandon's just hanging out with that Marco Pence train. Also Tony Finau and Sam Barnes.
Yeah, try to throw in some names that weren't the hottest names, right? I mean, obviously Tony Finau, Sam Barnes are very popular players. I really just am a big fan of Marco after seeing him play like that, and I think that he definitely gained some confidence to move forward and show the world what he has and believe in himself a little bit more. Tony Finau's been playing so up and down this year, and but he's progressing in the right direction. And I mean, he's a guy that loves the Masters, and I just see him trending in the right direction and making a little statement before. And then we go to Sam Burns, who I had the utmost respect for. I think he's like top 3 talent on tour. I've seen some crazy videos of him, just the type of stuff that he can do. And he's always been a top amateur. He's from Texas. He knows how to play there. And he always plays well in Texas. So I expect him to go out there and play really well.
Yeah, I just might put a bet on Sam Burns after that.
Yeah, let's get into yours. Fernando's favorites, defending champion, picking him to win again, Min Woo Lee, Gary Woodland, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, and Adam Scott, who we talked about, always plays well. No matter like where he's playing, always playing well.
Yeah, I think we are on the same page on most of these players. Min Woo Lee, I mean, the minute that I saw that he was the favorite on the betting odds, I had to pick him. And Gary, I mean, he played so well last week. I was really impressed after everything that he's saying he's been going through. It's like he still manages to put himself together, because golf, in my opinion, is best played when you're having fun. And he didn't look like he was having a lot of fun, so very happy for him, and obviously invested in his story now. And Adam, he's a former Masters champion, so he's gonna try to continue his good form for this first major.
Threw in a little rock chalk in there.
Oh, always have to. He's a great guy. I've met him a couple times. He has a house that's just off the campus now, and put all this money into a new golf facility for the men's and women's golf team there. So love that guy.
Yeah, met him on Delray Beach, Florida, where he resides.
and a former hooper as well.
Yep.
He was a hooper before he was a golfer. So shout out to Gary Woodland. Love that guy. What do we expect from these Texas courses here, Brandon?
I think same thing. A lot of wind. They say Texas. They actually said Texas golf is the best to ramp you up for the Masters, just because the way the wind blows, and so it's going to be very windy. There's definitely a little bit of more elevation changes. I think I haven't played a ton of golf out there, so I don't know too much. I just know that the ball does fly. The grass is obviously different than Florida, and it's a place. Texas is a place that breeds so many great professional athletes. So you're going to see guys that that grew up playing in Texas do well. That's why I brought up Sam Burns.
Yeah, I saw that the course was designed by Tom Doak. I read a book from him about golf course architecture, and yeah, I think it's like these windy courses. You need to keep it low again, and these greens are going to be maybe firmer than, maybe not as firm as last week, but definitely firmer than normal courses again. So you gotta be very precise, and there's always like this is maybe similar to TPC San Antonio, but they changed it 2 years ago.
Yeah, you definitely got to be a hard ball striker for sure.
Brandon, this is the end of the Florida Swing, but we loved having you on, and we'll have you back on for some of the majors. But before we let you go, as we always do, we want to give you a nice little plug here. So tell people where they can follow you, a little bit about the simulator business and all that.
Yeah, I loved being on, guys. Definitely love to be on the show moving forward on different weeks. You can follow me on bwheeler1723 on Instagram, and then the_19th_wheel. That's my mobile golf simulator company where we do private parties, corporate events, and really just try to grow the game of golf. And, I'm always posting golf content, always loving to expand my network of other golfers and people in the golf world. So shoot me a DM, love to talk to everybody. So thanks, guys.
Brandon, thank you.
Check out your gear as well with the Haven Golf.
Oh,
the
yes.
Avoda iron.
Haven Golf. Yeah. Yep. Great. Avoda irons as well. It's all on my page, but give them a follow. Check out their gear. Irons are phenomenal. Like we mentioned, Bryson DeChambeau, Jason Day. There's a reason why those guys use them. And it's definitely honed in my game as well. You got to look good on the course too. So
yeah. Hey, look good, feel good, and become a winner, just like Brandon, just like Bryson, just like Jason. There we go.
Exactly.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Perfect segue from talking about Bryson and Avoda irons to Bryson winning again, going back-to-back, another playoff win, this time over Jon Rahm to win in the country that loves Bryson. We saw that this weekend, LIV South Africa.
Yeah, it was such a mixture of feelings in this event because there were so many people there. I mean, very rare thing for LIV because they don't have that a lot of crowds normally. Sometimes in Adelaide in Australia or in Mexico, but this time the fans really showed up, and it looked like the South Africans were gonna win it on the team competition. But suddenly Bryson and the Crushers started just making everything, and man, Bryson going back to back, and he says he's been going through some personal struggles, and he just never quits. He's relentless. He shot -26 and ended up winning again in a playoff, but this time against Jon Rahm. Man, what a crazy week.
26 under. That's insane. I mean, that's such a low number. And yes, we saw the emotion after he won. He said he was going through some things, didn't want to talk about it, but did talk about his late dad who passed away a couple of years back and how he was thinking of his dad. So prayers to Bryson, whatever he's going through. He's playing good golf nonetheless, so I can see him, like we talked about earlier in the episode, winning the Masters, winning more on LIV this year. What about that comeback from Jon Rahm, though? He was 5 shots back coming into the day and just goes crazy out there.
Yeah, I mean, arguably you could say that Jon Rahm is the best player in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
His last 6 events, he finished runner-up, 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 champion, and runner-up.
Yeah.
I mean,
if he's not winning, losing in a playoff, he's top 5. So,
and these courses are like they're not the same. Like each week is a different beast and different strategy and different type of grass and different wind conditions and elevation changes and time zone change. And he's still up there every single week. I mean, you gotta pick him for the Masters at this point.
I already won it too. Well, let's make him a 2-time Masters champion. How about Crusher's GC though? Ending the Southern Guards party. Dean Burmeister was my favorite golfer this whole weekend. Every time he had a good shot, he's throwing his hands up. He's partying. He threw the South African soccer kit on and knocked it to within a couple of feet on the party hole. I think it was 17 or 16. I'm forgetting which hole it is, but he was having a good time. And then Paul Casey starts making some birdies. Anirban Lahiri starts making some birdies. And then Bryson with his clutchness down the stretch. And the party is over, just like that, for Southern Guards.
Yeah, Dean Burmeister, what a character. I never seen somebody have so much fun on the golf course.
Yeah. And it's funny because the rest of the team, like Oosthuizen and Grace, they're so like stoic and like nonchalant and chill. And he's like, yeah, the whole time. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah, Jon Rahm talked about this. Like he was so surprised and impressed about Dean, how he can go from going like very excited, over the top, celebrating, hitting it to like 3 feet on this party hole, to like going back to focus state and chill and calm and tranquility and be able to make the putt. And it's not an easy thing to do, to go like from very high to like very steady emotional level. So yeah, very impressed. And this is what golf needs, like people like Bryson and like Dean to keep growing. But yeah, it was so sad to see the Crushers crush the Southern Guards dreams there.
Yeah, crushing dreams out here, crushing hearts, crushing dreams. I do think the positive takeaway from the weekend, though, is showing that golf is a global sport, because South Africa doesn't really have a big-time event where all the big-time names are coming to the country, like we do, when the Open comes, and that's really the only chance for like England to see all the big names, because PGA Tour is so focused in the United States and Mexico and Canada. It's not really, you don't really see the big names like Rory and all those guys in different countries. So I think like the biggest takeaway from this tournament was to see that golf matters globally.
Yeah, I think this might be like maybe a way for us to ask the PGA to maybe have more events in South Africa. Like maybe they could change the Open or the PGA Championship like every once in a while to South Africa or to Australia, because these are countries that love golf, that support golf, and they have a great atmosphere around them.
Some other great finishes this weekend. Thomas Detry, another top 3 finish, gets on the podium. It is a little sad, though, because he needed a second-place finish to get into the Masters field. He needed to get into – so he pretty much needed to get into that playoff.
Wow, he was so close again. Yeah. What a swing. So poised. But I don't know did you see if he signed up for the Indian Open? Not really, right?
I didn't see him in the field, but there's still time.
Yeah, he can still make it. Otherwise, he should be invited by the way he's been playing. I don't know if there's an amount, a limit of invitations the Masters can give out.
Nonetheless, he deserves an invitation, and we'll also bring up AK again because he deserves it. One of the bigger signings of the offseason for LIV was Michael Sasso. And as soon as his mentor Phil comes and plays in his first tournament, we have his best finish on LIV T12. This was one of the best college golfers last year, and it was a big headline that he joined LIV and Phil Mickelson's HyFlyers.
Yeah, the NCAA AA champion. And, I mean, Akshay Bhatia rejected the HyFlyers, and with good reason, because he just won the Arnold Palmer Invitational. But I mean, Michael Sasso is still a great signing. We were expecting more of him, and he delivered. I mean, T12 is a great result, and it's good to see the HyFlyers having some hope again.
And we won't have LIV Golf until after the Masters, the week after the Masters, down in Fernando's country, Ciudad de Mexico, for the next event. So we're talking about LIV golfers will be in the Masters, and maybe one of them wins, like we were talking about.
Yeah, Carlos Ortiz was invited to the Masters, so hope he wins. He's been playing solid, and maybe they invite Abraham Ancer as well because he finished top 5 this week.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go to China. Jordan Gumberg wins the Hainan Open, his first win on the DP World Tour, and it was awesome because last year he made an eagle on the 18th hole in the final event of the season to finish inside the top 115 to keep his tour card. And now he is a winner on tour, and his wife follows him around to all the tournaments. They had a nice little embrace and hug at the end, all that hard work paying off. Congrats to Jordan Gumberg.
Yeah, congrats. That's an amazing story. Like, this game is really of inches. It can go either way, and the moments to keep your card are just as important as when you win. That's what keeps the momentum going. And yeah, so happy for this guy.
And now he's in position to maybe get on the PGA Tour. So moving on up in the world, congrats to Jordan Gumberg.
Yeah.
Back in his home country too. He's an American, so that's awesome as well. Let's go to their next stop, though. It's called the hardest course on the DP World Tour, and we were sharing posts all week about just the different posts about this course. Those bunkers are insane. You look at links golf and you think those bunkers are bad. Maybe put it like 3 or 4 or 5 more feet deeper. And that's what we're talking about with DLF Golf and Country Club in India.
Yeah, Gary Player was really mad when he made this course. I don't know, maybe his son tried to auction his trophies without permission or something. Because I saw that only 2 holes since the first event that was played here in 2008. There has been 10 events being played here. Only 2 holes have played under par, and just like barely under par. So many double bogeys or worse on this course. Eugenio Chacarra won it last year, and he was only like a couple under par. And this golf club is also present in the Asian Tour swing calendar. So it's always the protagonist, and always cool to watch people struggle here.
Lives up to the name of being the hardest course, for sure. The favorite going into the week, Akshay Bhatia, going over from the PGA Tour to play on the DP World Tour. He's plus 700. Then David Puig, he's playing his 5th DP World Tour event, and he's played 5 LIV Golf events. So shout out to David, traveling all over the world, trying to make the Masters. He's just outside that top 50 in the World Golf Rankings as well, trying to get that Masters invite. And the other golfer we see every single week as one of the favorites, Angelito Ayora.
Yeah, I just remember there were over 557 doubles or worse.
Crazy.
In this course already. So Akshay, I mean, he has Indian descent. Maybe that's why he's here.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him to get to know his heritage. And David Puig, he almost won last week. I really like his Fireballs, like long shirts that they have with the sleeves. They're really cool. Maybe I would get one if Abraham Ancer wouldn't have left for Turkey. But yeah, I mean, Angel Ayora, actually, we talked about how he rejected being part of the Fireball Lives. But it's cool to see that even if they're in different leagues, they can still play together in these events. And David, I think he just wants to take advantage of his good golf because he's trying to win every single time.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Let's get into your Fernando's favorites. And you have another LIV player as well, Alva Smiley, who's also in the same position as David Puig, just outside that top 50 in the world trying to get into the Masters. And a little good juju for Matthew Fitzpatrick's brother coming off his brother winning. Maybe Alex can get a win, follow up his brother this week.
Yes, I think the pieces are falling in place here. When it's so nice to walk along Elvis and Akshay on the last day on Sunday, like those two beautiful swings, and they're so powerful.
And both
even though they
lefties.
look like skinny, both lefties, both play like a kid and go for every single flag. So very excited for this week. And yeah, we talked about how Matthew was maybe a little bit sore that his brother was winning. So maybe now that he won, Alex is now, maybe hurting now for being like the dark how do you call it, like the ugly duck in the family.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to pick him now. I mean, he was trending before and now has like a little bit of chip on his shoulder this week.
That would be fun to hang out with the two brothers winning back-to-back weeks. That'd be a fun hang.
Yes, please.
Let's do it. There we go. Lots of action this week. All three tours were in action. No more LIV till after the Masters. 2 weeks till the Masters. Texas swing for the PGA Tour. Hero Indian Open for the DP World Tour. Lots of golf going on, and we're almost in April, and that Georgia's on our mind, Fernando. Masters is coming.
Georgia. The
Oh, yeah.
whole way through.
Oh, yeah. I'll be playing that for the next 2 weeks. There we go. Before we go, just make sure.
It's here. Well, it's not here. It's 2 weeks for the Masters, but it feels like we're already here.
We'll talk about it every week until then, too, because we just love it that much. But before we go, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for weekly episodes. Fernando and I are here every week. We have special guests on like Brandon, and we'll have some other guests coming up, exciting guests coming up in later episodes as well that we would love to share with all of you. And we'll also post our picks below, and we'll put another poll question out there as well since that worked so well last week. Yeah, Fernando, we're cooking. We're doing things.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Stay tuned. A lot of cool people are about to be on this show and keep the game growing and fun for everybody.
That's why we love golf. It's fun, and we love talking about it. There we go.
And it's not frustrating. It's relaxing.
Yes, yes. Not for everybody, but
Not always, but
not always. But
yeah.
all right. Well, there we go. Another week down, Fernando, and we will see you all back here next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Let's go.